My name is Jack Rotherham, and I am the publisher of The Hill. And on behalf of my colleagues and everyone supporting this event, welcome. Welcome to this morning's briefing, Partnerships in Progress, Driving Climate Solutions. And I, for one, could not think of a better topic for us to have a real conversation about. I'd like to start by thanking our sponsors, PG&E Corporation and National Grid, and our partner, the Bipartisan Policy Center, for making today and this program possible. We greatly appreciate it. To set the backdrop, a few words. The risks posed by extreme weather are prompting U.S. cities, states, and businesses to take action on the climate front, even as the issue continues to polarize many leaders in our nation's capital. However, recent bipartisan initiatives in Congress on clean energy and a renewed focus on resilience and disaster preparedness could signify a much-needed shift in approach. Is the discussion of a broader set of solutions likely to lead to a more constructive dialogue? And how could both the public and private sectors balance protection of the environment with healthy economic growth? This morning's discussion will focus on the substance and, yes, the politics behind these recent collaborative initiatives and examine if we are close to turning the page on the long polarized climate debate. On a lighter note, a few housekeeping items. In addition to our audience here today, we are live streaming the event on hill.com/events. A favor, please keep your phones on silent. But we do encourage you to engage in a discussion on social media. In fact, you can follow us on Twitter at The Hill Events, and please comment using the hashtag #EnviroPartnershipTalks. We're going to be taking questions from the audience today, so during the program, please be on the lookout for members of our team with handheld mics. And finally, there is a short feedback survey on your chairs. We'd love to hear from you about our event today and also our events in general, and I encourage you to complete the survey at the end of today's program. So, before we begin, I would like to welcome our partner Jessica Hogle, Senior Director for Federal Affairs with PG&E Corporation, to the stage to offer a few brief remarks. Welcome, Jessica, and thank you.
Thank you, Jack, and good morning, everyone. On behalf of PG&E, welcome to what I'm sure will be a great discussion on how partnerships and initiatives within the public and private sector are driving climate solutions forward. I'd also like to thank The Hill and the Bipartisan Policy Center for organizing and hosting this discussion today. PG&E has had a long relationship with BPC, and we appreciate Jason's leadership in bringing policy leaders together to address some of the most important issues facing our country. I also want to recognize and thank Senator Whitehouse and Congressman Fitzpatrick for their participation and leadership to seek consensus and solutions on this very important topic, which is of extraordinary concern for all of us right now. You've all seen the headlines this summer. Major wildfires in every western state, from Alaska to Arizona, Colorado to California. They have threatened iconic places, including Yosemite and Glacier National Parks, forced the evacuation of tens of thousands, and caused the deaths of both firefighters called to combat them and citizens who could not escape in time. Nor have their effects been limited to the places that have burned. The smoke plumes from these fires have reached as far as New England and caused air quality warnings in Minnesota. In fact, it's likely that everybody in this room at some point has breathed some trace of wildfires in the West. For PG&E and the 16 million customers we serve in Northern and Central California, such extraordinary events are becoming an everyday reality. They are the new normal for our state and our region, fueled by a changing climate that is creating more extreme conditions and events, and with more frequency than ever before. Meeting the challenges of this new normal will require new solutions, particularly when it comes to protecting our essential systems, such as energy, water, and transportation. At PG&E, we're deeply engaged with our customers, the business community, and our local and state leaders in search for those answers. But it is equally important that we explore these issues and look for solutions at the federal level as well. That means bringing energy and environmental interests to the table, along with labor and other major stakeholders representing consumers and workers. As our CEO, Geisha Williams, has said, we need to think about these questions broadly as a society. The risks from climate change are bigger than all of us. We're going to have to look at the climate change and its consequences differently, and we have to do it now. Wildfires are a powerful example of what's at stake. Not long ago, only a tiny fraction of PG&E's equipment was located in areas where wildfire was considered to be a serious risk. Now, with the combined effects of drought and climate change, new risk maps show that nearly half of California is highly vulnerable to drought. What are the implications for our customers and communities in terms of their ability to get insurance? What does this mean for forest management practices, fire suppression strategies, funding, utility practices and standards? Climate change is adding a whole host of risk factors to our existing list. Wildfire is certainly one of them, but there will be others. Flooding, sea level rise, and land subsidence loom large as well. Meeting these challenges requires a holistic approach, a collaborative approach. That's why discussions like these are so important, and that's why we're grateful to have you all here and to be able to be here today. Thank you.